What's up, guys? DRock1992 here. This I haven't made a video in a while, a couple weeks or so, but I'm back with a movie review. This video is going to be about a movie review. Yesterday I went while it's still fresh in my head. Um, Yesterday I went to go see Night at the Museum 3: Secret of the Tomb, which is going to be the last Night at the Museum movie. Is the last movie. It was the last movie in the series, and now it's done and over with. Really quick before I get into 3, excuse me, 1 and 2. I'll talk about 1 and 2. 1, I'll talk about them briefly. 1, I don't know if I've seen all of 1. I've seen the majority of it, but I don't know if I've seen all of it, but from what I remember of it, I thought it was alright. The one I liked the best, the one I probably liked the best out of all of them, and I haven't watched it in years, was the second one, Battle of the Smithsonian. That was good. I liked it. It had a good villain. Hank Azaria played the villain in the movie, so that was good. But yeah, I liked. I thought the first one was okay from what I remember of it. It's been a long time since I've watched it. And then 2, I thought was good. It might be the best one, actually. I might have to rewatch it again. Probably will, but I thought 2 probably, right now 2 is on my top list. Now we get to the third movie. It's good. I mean, I'll say it right now. It was a good enough ending. It was a good way to end it. A good way to end the series. You have Ben Stiller returning as Larry Daly. Robin Williams returning as Theodore Roosevelt. You have Owen Wilson returning as the cowboy, the little cowboy. Steve Coogan as the little Roman general. And a few others, and some others as well. And then you have, I think his name is Dan Stevens, I want to say. He played Sir Lancelot. Wait a second, I'll check it out here. I think his name was Dan Stevens, if I'm not mistaken, who did play Sir Lancelot in the movie. I thought that character was really good. I thought it was one of the best in the whole movie. I'll just say it right now. This is one of Robin Williams' last movies ever. His last movie, I think, is going to be this year. He did an animated movie. I think the movie's called Absolutely Anything. It's a voiceover appearance, and he voices a dog, I want to say. But yeah, that'll be his last one. But Night at the Museum 3 is one of his last films. I think his third to last. That's coming out, or that is out, and I mean, everybody does their job in the movie. Ben Stiller does a good job. He's he's pretty awkwardly funny, as he usually is. Robin Williams did a great job as the kind of steadying presence in the whole group. He did a good job like that. Owen Wilson did a good job. Steve Coogan. Pretty much everybody did a good job in the movie. Rebel Wilson, a new addition. She plays a security guard, like Larry Daly has played, and she did a good job. I liked her character. It was pretty good. And yeah, overall the characters were well done. They did a pretty good job. It was funny in spots. The beginning, saying that, the beginning, it did take a few minutes or so. It took about 10, 15 minutes maybe to get going. It was slow a little bit at the beginning, but it did pick itself up in the middle. The middle was very good. It was funny. It was its funniest point. But the ending seemed like it would take forever. It did take forever to end. I understand why it took that long to end, because the characters are all saying goodbye to each other. It is the last version of Night at the Museum. You know, the magic all kind of
threat has been detected.
I apologize for that. My computer does that at times. But anyway, getting back to that, this is a moment. The ending was a moment to say goodbye to everybody in the series. You know, because you're not going to see them again after Night at the Museum 3. You're not going to see Larry Daly. You're not going to see Theodore Roosevelt. You're not going to see all the other big characters or supporting characters. So this was a moment for them to say goodbye. Saying that, though, maybe they could have taken a little less time with the ending, with the goodbyes and things like that. Basically, the whole gist of the plot is that the magic of the tablet, which is very prevalent in the first two films, the magic of the tablet is beginning to corrode. It's beginning to decline. It's beginning to lose its luster. The magic is starting to lose itself. So it's up to Larry Daly and the gang to get that magic back. That's pretty much the plot and the gist of the whole plot. And this is without getting too much into it. But saying goodbye to the characters at the end, it did take a long time. It definitely took a long time. But it was needed, it was necessary, because, like I said, this is the last version of Night at the Museum. We're not going to get another one after this. I'll be honest with you, the moment when you said goodbye, when Larry Daly and Theodore Roosevelt, or Ben Stiller and Robin Williams, said goodbye, I almost teared up. I almost teared up at it. It was emotional. It was very emotional because we don't have Robin Williams around anymore to entertain us, to make us laugh. And you know the videos I've done about Robin Williams. I'm a big fan of his. He's probably in my top 10 of best actors of all time. He really meant a lot to me in my childhood, growing up, and things like that. I'm not going to get too much into it here because I've already talked about it in length, but then again, I mean, it's important to state the impact that people have had on you, and the impact that Robin Williams has had on me is monumental. It really is. So it was sad to see that. But then, you know, you get to see him one last time, which is like, hey, he went out on top. You know? The ending between Ben Stiller and Robin Williams, it was an emotional ending, but there was a moment in there where it's like, I laughed. You know, I laughed, and, you know, he made you laugh. I mean, there's no doubt about that. And, but overall, this film was good. It was, it started out a little slow in the beginning. The ending was long, definitely. A little too long, but, you know, it was a little too long. You were wondering, you know, I was wondering, when is this going to end? They almost didn't want it to end. It obviously had to, but they didn't want it to end for a while. So the ending was slow, definitely, but needed, but necessary. And the middle was good. I mean, the middle was probably the funniest out of all of it. It had its laughs. Everybody did their job character-wise. The review I have of it, the stars I'm going to give it, is a 3.5 out of 5. I thought this film was well done. It was a good, fitting end to the trilogy. I think the second one is my favorite. Like I said, I'll have to relook at it. Relook at that. I plan to relook at the first two. But yeah, that's it. That's it for my Night at the Museum 3 Secret of the Tomb review. D-Rock 1992 out.